Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Today is our second session related to Java real-time project with Linux, AWS, DevOps, Spring Boot, microservices, and all. Okay. Now, sir, in this course, we are going to learn couple of modules. So, can you guys tell me why we need to learn Linux commands as a Java developer? We are here for the Java project development. Why we are going to learn the Linux commands in our training? Can anybody answer this question quickly? Why we need to learn Linux commands as a Java developer? What is the need of that, guys?
We are going to deploy our application into Linux systems. For that, we need some commands.
Right. So when you are working as a developer in the company, for doing the project coding, for doing the project development, they are going to give you Windows laptop. That is fine. So in our daily life also, we are using Windows machines only. In the company also, they will give you one Windows machine to write the project code, to sending the emails, to send the emails. For all that stuff, they will give you one Windows machine. Okay, but when we are working in the company, for our project database is required. Database will be installed on Linux machine in the real time. Our project deployment will happen on the Linux machine in the real time. Our application log files will be stored on the Linux machines in the real time. All our DevOps tools will be installed on the Linux machines only. So in the project, we are going to use several DevOps tools like we are going to use Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, all these tools we are going to install on the Linux machines only in the real time. For project development, we will use Windows machine. For the project deployment, we will use Linux machine. Database server will be available in the Linux machine. Application log files will be available in the Linux machine. DevOps tools will be installed in the Linux machines only. So as everything is managing in the Linux machine, every developer also should have the knowledge on the Linux machine. So let me tell you one scenario. For example, here we are using one software application. We are developing one software application. This software application is deployed on the Linux virtual machine. Our application is running in the Linux virtual machine. And when customers are accessing this application, this application is generating logs. This application is generating the logs, guys. So there is a log file available for our project. There is a log file available for our project. Now customers are accessing our application, user requests are coming to our application, code is executing, application generating the log messages to the log file. Now today we got one issue in our application. Assume that today we got one issue in our application. Manager told you to check what is the issue in the application. Is there any coding problem in our application? Is there any coding problem available in our application? Now you are a developer. So being a developer, company has given you one Windows computer for you, Windows laptop for you. But actually your project is running on the Linux machine. There is some issue with that project. The code is not executing as expected. Now, manager told that, hey, Raju, could you please check why our application is not working today? Can you identify what is the problem in our application? Then, so being a developer, you need to check the log messages of our application. The log messages are available in the log file. That log file is available in the Linux machine. But you are using Windows machine for your project development. For your daily activities in the company, you are using company provided Windows laptop, but your project is running in the Linux operating system. log messages are generated in the log file. That log file is also available in the Linux machine. Now, as project is not working, as a developer, you need to connect with that log messages system. You need to check the log file. So in order to do this, you need to have some knowledge on the Linux commands. So how to connect with the Linux machine? From our Windows machine, how to connect with the Linux machine? After connecting to the Linux machine, how to access that log file? After accessing the log file, how to get the log messages from the log file in the Linux machine? So in order to perform all these activities, you need to have some knowledge on Linux operating system. Are you guys able to follow me? Guys, are you able to understand my point now?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand my point now? Every software developer should have the knowledge on that. This is real-time scenario that I have faced. I'm telling you my experience here. I'm sharing my experience with you. So in the real time, you will get this kind of requirement. Connect with the machine, Linux machine, check the log messages, get the log messages so that you need to, you can identify what is the problem. So that is the reason every software developer should have the knowledge on Linux operating system. Okay, so what we need to learn as part of the Linux operating system. Here I'm going to tell you what is Linux OS and why we need to learn the Linux operating system. Sir, already I am having a Windows machine from last 15-20 years. I'm using the Windows machines only. Suddenly, why should I learn the Linux? For this reason. So all the databases, application deployment, application log files, DevOps tools, everything will be available in the Linux machines only. So what is Linux? Why Linux that we are going to learn? And we are going to understand Linux virtual machine setup in the AWS cloud platform. In order to do that Linux practice, we need one machine. So instead of purchasing a separate computer for the Linux practice, we are going to use virtual machine in the AWS cloud. Okay, in the AWS cloud platform, we are going to create one virtual machine and we are going to practice all the Linux commands in that virtual machine. Okay, so how to set up virtual machine in the AWS cloud and how to work with the Linux commands. Okay, so in the Linux commands, we are going to deal with how to work with the files and directories in the Linux. We are going to work with text filters in the Linux. We are going to work with text editors in the Linux. Files and directories, text filters, text editors, all these things we are going to use. And the next one, we are going to deal with user management in the Linux. We are going to understand file permissions in the Linux. Okay, and we are going to discuss about package managers in the Linux. Package managers nothing but software's installation. How to install Java in Linux machine, how to install Maven in the Linux machine, how to install Git in the Linux machine, okay, and how to perform our application deployment in the Linux machine. All these concepts we are going to learn as part of our Linux classes. Okay, why to learn the Linux commands? So in the real time, all our softwares, our applications, our databases will be available on the Linux machine. Our application log files also will be there on the Linux machine. Being a developer, you should connect with the Linux machine. You need to check the log messages of your application. If you want to connect with the Linux machine, if you want to check the log messages of your application, then you need to learn all these concepts. What is Linux? Why Linux? How to set up a Linux machine in the AWS cloud? How to work with Linux commands? What is user management? How to create users in the Linux? How to work with file permissions in the Linux? How to work with package managers in the Linux? How to perform application deployment in the Linux? So all these concepts we are going to learn in the Linux. So confidently you can work with real-time projects. Okay, are you clear with my point, all of you? Will you agree with me? Linux is important for developers also. Will you agree with my statement? Linux is important for the developers also. Come on, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Linux is important for the developers also. So anybody who is working with Linux machines in the real time, guys? Most of the people are attending this session are working employees. Anybody using Linux machines in the real time? Can you share your experience with Linux?
Yes, sir. I am using Linux.
You are using Linux machine. Can you tell
I
me the
use different
environment
server.
scenario?
I use different server. So first we have to log in that server by using login username and password.
Mhm.
After entering username and password, then we are going to on that server and check log file in that server.
Okay, good. You are checking the log files of that server. Very good, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So the remaining people, can anybody?
With the help of sir Putty tool.
You are using Putty tool. Very good, sir.
Yes, and WinSCP also.
WinSCP also. Super. Anyone else? Guys, anyone else? Can you share your experience with Linux? Are you using that Linux in the real time?
Yes, sir. Krishna here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. In our project also, most of the time we have to log into the system to check the process, logs, everything we check.
Okay. So in your project also, you are using that Linux in order to check the things. Very good, sir.
Yes.
Super. Next one. Now, the next question, being a developer, why we need to learn this cloud computing? Being a developer, why we need to learn the cloud computing? In our syllabus, I have added AWS also. AWS is the most famous cloud platform that is available in the market. Okay. Can anyone tell me any idea that you have on this cloud computing concept, guys? Anybody having any idea on this cloud computing concept?
Infrastructure, I think so. Right, for application.
Any idea on the cloud computing? What is cloud computing? Why companies are preferring this cloud computing?
Yes, sir. Because of cost optimization. If on premises we need a physical server, but on a cloud, basically we need some virtual system. And
Virtual.
even services also are different services. So whatever we use for that only we have to pay. But in case of
Whatever.
on-premises,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
basically we need software installation. So we need to get the license, everything that will be the cost effective for the company. So that's why nowadays software industry switching to a cloud where we don't need to buy anything. We just whatever we use, we just have to pay for that on the basis of rent.
Okay. Cool. Fine, guys. Anyone else can talk about this?
The cloud computing provide service as a platform as a service, software as a service, or serverless. So sometimes we don't want to manage the infrastructure, then we go with the cloud computing.
We go with the cloud computing. Super. Good. Fine. So here, guys, whenever we are working with a project development in the real time, for the real time project development and for the real time project execution, we need a lot of IT infrastructure, guys. Okay. When we are developing a project in the real time, or when you are executing a project in the real time, for that project development, for that project execution, we need a lot of IT infrastructure. Okay, what kind of infrastructure we need? For our project development, we need a lot of machines. Okay, several machines are required. Why several machines are required? Jenkins software will be installed on one machine. Docker software will be installed on one machine. Kubernetes cluster will be on one machine. Nexus server will be on one machine. Kafka server will be on one machine. Database will be on one machine. Okay, application deployment will happen in multiple machines. So in the real time, for our project development purpose, for our project execution purpose, we need lot of IT infrastructure. Okay, machines required for our application, database servers required for our application. Okay, and file storage required for our application. Some images, videos, audios, PDF files are available. For that, we need some file storage also. Okay, and we need whatever the data that we are storing. For that, we need some security, and we need backup. Okay, and we need monitoring. How our machines are running, we need monitoring. And for all these machines, we need a network. For all these machines, we need power. Okay, so assume that I need 50 machines. For 50 machines, I should provide the power supply. For 50 machines, I need to provide the network. I should monitor them. I should have a security. I should have the backup. File storage is required. Database is required. Machines are required. So these all are the resources that are required to develop a project and to execute the project. So in the real time, for project development, for real-time project, in real time, for project development plus for project execution, in the real time, for project in real time, for project development, for project execution, we need lot of IT infrastructure. So what IT infrastructure that is required for us? What IT infrastructure that is required for us? Machines required, database servers required, file storage is required, security is required, backup required, monitoring required, network required, power required. Sir, how we are going to set up, all this infrastructure? How we are going to set up all this infrastructure? This infrastructure we can set up in two ways, guys. This IT infrastructure we can set up in two ways. What are the two ways to set up our IT infrastructure? One is called as on-prem infrastructure, and the second one is called as cloud infrastructure. First one is called as on-prem infrastructure, and the second one is called as cloud infrastructure. On-prem infrastructure will be available and cloud infrastructure will be available. Sir, what is the meaning of this on-prem infrastructure? On-prem infrastructure means you purchase everything and you manage everything on your own. You purchase the computers, you purchase the databases, you purchase the power, you purchase the network. Okay, you recruit the employees, you set up your office, you set up your infrastructure, you manage your infrastructure, you monitor your infrastructure on your own. So everything, if you are doing on your own, which is required for your project development and execution, if you purchase all these things and if you manage all these things on your own, that is called as on-prem infrastructure. So we can set up IT infrastructure in two ways. One is called as on-prem infrastructure. Second one is called as cloud infrastructure. On-prem infrastructure means purchase, set up, manage, monitor everything on your own. Okay, so with this, there are some problems available. We have several challenges when we are working with the on-prem infrastructure. We have several challenges with the on-prem infrastructure. Sir, what are the challenges available with the on-prem infrastructure? We need to do lot of money investment to purchase everything. You need to purchase the machines, you need to purchase the databases, you need to purchase the power, you need to purchase network, you need to set up office, everything costly. Lot of money you need to invest on this. Not only money, you need to spend your time also. Money investment is there, time investment is there, and you need to recruit the people, hire the people, hire the people to manage the things. One person cannot do everything. So for database management, one person required. For servers management, one person. For security, one person. For network, one person. Okay. For backup, restore, for monitoring, you need to hire many people. You need to pay the salaries for them in order to manage your infrastructure. Okay. And secure your machines, security for the systems. Your systems are in office, you need to secure that. And 24/7 power should be available. If there is rain, then power will not come. Then power backup you need to maintain. 24 hours power supply should be there for your machines. 24/7 network should be there for our machines. You need to have the power backup. You need to have the network backup. And another main thing, scalability. So today we are having 10 machines. Tomorrow I need another 20 machines. Whenever we need, we should be able to increase the resources. When we don't need, we should be able to decrease the resources. So we need to focus on this scalability part also. When we need, we should be able to increase the resources. When we don't need, we should be able to decrease the resources also. Are you guys able to follow me? Scalability. Can you guys tell me what is the meaning of scalability, guys?
Sir, based on the requirement, we can use the resource and
based on the requirement, our
accordingly we
resources
can
count. Based on the requirement, our resources count should be increased or should be decreased. Based on the requirement, our resources count should be increased and our resources count should be decreased. So when you go for this option, on-prem infrastructure, scalability will be the biggest challenging task. When you go for this on-prem infrastructure, scalability is going to be the biggest challenging task. I purchased 500 computers, but my project got cancelled. Then what I need to do with those 500 computers, guys? I purchased 500 computers to manage the project's development. So one of the project discussion is going on. It's confirmed. I purchased 500 computers, but after few days that project got cancelled due to some issue with the client. Then what you will do with those machines? Come on. You purchased 500 computers, you hired so many people, but the project got cancelled. Now, can you sell those computers? Used computers, even if it is 10 days, people will say second-hand machines. They will ask for very less price. You invested a lot of money to set up this infrastructure, but now you don't need, your all projects got cancelled. Now you don't need this infrastructure. Now you don't need this infrastructure. Right? So that scalability will be the one of the biggest challenging tasks when we are working with this on-prem infrastructure. So why to learn cloud computing as a developer? So when we are working in the company for our project development, for our project execution, we need a lot of IT infrastructure. Machines required, database servers required, file storage required, security required, backup, monitoring, network, power, so many resources we need. Okay, how to set up these resources? We can set up these resources in two ways. One is called as on-prem infrastructure. Another one is called as cloud infrastructure. On-prem infrastructure means you purchase everything, you set up everything, you manage everything, you monitor everything on your own. So when we go with this on-prem infrastructure, there are so many challenges available. We need to do a lot of money investment. We need to do time investment. We need to hire the people and we need to maintain the security. we need to maintain the power backup, network backup. We should have the scalability. When we want, we should be able to increase. When we don't want, we should be able to decrease the resources. So that scalability also one of the challenging tasks when you go for on-prem infrastructure. So to overcome all the above problems, nowadays companies are moving to cloud infrastructure. Companies are using cloud computing. Okay, whatever the problems that we are having with the on-prem infrastructure, to overcome the above problems, nowadays companies are preferring cloud infrastructure instead of going with on-prem infrastructure. So this cloud computing is working based on pay as you go model, guys. Cloud computing works based on pay as you go model. Sir, what is this cloud infrastructure? Cloud infrastructure means we can take IT infrastructure for rent through internet. Now I need a machine. Instead of purchasing the machine, you can take the machines for rent. I need a database. Instead of purchasing the database, you can take the database for rent. So whatever the infrastructure that you need for your project, whatever the infrastructure that you need for your project, instead of you are purchasing and managing, you can take this infrastructure through cloud platform. So how you can take? Through internet, you can take this infrastructure on rental basis. That concept is called as pay as you go model. So cloud computing works based on pay as you go model. Whatever the infrastructure required for the project, instead of purchasing that infrastructure, we are going to take that infrastructure from the cloud providers. Okay, now the companies which are providing cloud infrastructure, those companies are called as cloud providers. There are several cloud providers available in the market who can provide the IT infrastructure through internet based on pay as you go model. So what is the meaning of pay as you go model, guys? Can anyone tell me?
Ashok sir, whatever resource we need, we use, we have to pay for that resource only.
Yes. So it is like a credit card bill. Whatever you use, you pay for that only. You no need to do any upfront investment here. You no need to do any upfront investment here. Whatever that you are using, you pay for that only. Whatever you are using, you pay for that only. Okay, guys. Whatever the resources that you need, whatever the resources you are using, you pay for those resources only. So to overcome the problems with the on-prem infrastructure, companies are using cloud infrastructure. Cloud infrastructure means we can take infrastructure for rent through internet. So how this cloud computing is working? Cloud computing is working based on pay as you go model. So who is giving this cloud infrastructure, guys? So the companies which are providing IT infrastructure, the companies which are providing IT infrastructure, they are called as cloud providers. They're called as cloud providers. So who are the cloud providers available in the market? So there is a famous cloud in the market, that is AWS from Amazon company. Amazon is a cloud provider. They are having AWS as a cloud platform, and Microsoft is available. They are providing Azure cloud for us. Google company is a cloud provider. They are having GCP cloud. These are the three most famous cloud platforms available in the market. So to overcome the problems of on-prem infrastructure, companies are using cloud infrastructure. Cloud computing works based on pay as you go model. So whatever the resources, whatever the infrastructure that you need, as we discussed, machines, databases, storage, security, backup, monitoring, network, power, everything you can take for rent. If your business is running, you can use them and pay the rent. If your business is not running, then you delete everything. You no need to pay. It's like a credit card bill, postpaid bill. If you use, then only monthly bill will be generated. If you don't use, then bill will not be generated. So nowadays, in every company, cloud infrastructure is using for the project's development as well as for the project's execution. Nowadays, in every company, for the project development, for the project execution, people are using cloud infrastructure. So AWS cloud, Azure cloud, and GCP cloud platforms are available. So when you go for cloud computing, when you go for the cloud computing, they will take care of power, they will take care of network, they will take care of storage, they will take care of everything. You just pay the money and use the resources that are required for your project. You just pay the money and use the resources that are required for your project. So that is the reason now in our classes also we are going to learn this cloud computing concept. So what we are going to learn in our classes, we are going to learn what is AWS cloud, why we need to learn this AWS cloud. So AWS cloud introduction we are going to see, and we are going to do the AWS account setup also. Earlier it was 1 year free, now they reduced it to 6 months only. AWS cloud free account setup we are going to do, and we will see what all the services available in the AWS cloud services overview. Okay, what services available in the AWS and what is the purpose of that service in the AWS. There are 200 plus services available in the AWS, but we don't use all of them in one project. So it depends on the requirement, we will use the service. I will explain the most famous services that are required for the developers. So we are going to discuss EC2 service here, that is used to create virtual machines in the AWS. So in future, I want to set up Jenkins for CI/CD pipeline. So you will take one virtual machine in the AWS and we will install Jenkins in that. To create virtual machines, that means to take machines for rent in the AWS, there is a service called EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud, that is used to create virtual machines in the AWS cloud. And the next one, RDS is available, that is used to set up relational databases in the cloud. Instead of downloading and installing database server in our system, we can set up the database in the cloud platform by using a service called RDS. RDS stands for Relational Database Service, like Oracle, MySQL, Postgres. Any database you can take for rent in the AWS by using this RDS. And S3 service is available, that is used for unlimited storage in the AWS. I want to store my files, PDF files available, image files available, audios available, videos available. If you see Amazon Prime, so many videos available in the Prime. If you see Netflix, so many videos. How they are managing all those videos? They are storing those video files in the S3 buckets in the AWS. So S3 is used for unlimited storage. Now, so let us see here. Tomorrow, when you are working in the project, they will give one requirement like this. We are developing one OTT platform like Amazon Prime and Netflix, assume that. Okay, you need to develop a screen, movie name, okay, movie rating, movie description, and movie actors available in that movie, okay, and thumbnail, movie thumbnail, image is available for that movie, and actual movie file, movie video file. You are going to develop one screen like this in the project. Assume that you got the requirement. Movie name is a text field, rating is a text field, description is text field, actors text field, image file selection, movie video the file selection, and you will have a submit button. So you need to store this movie data in the website so that people can watch. We are assume that you are working on one OTT platform like Amazon Prime and Netflix, right? So store movie, upload movie. This is the screen that we need to develop. upload one movie. Now here thumbnail, this is going to be a image, guys. Thumbnail is going to be a image. So that thumbnail image you need to select, and movie video file also you need to select, and you need to develop this requirement. They have given the task like this. Hey Ashok, today you need to work on this screen development, full stack. Front end is React, back end is Spring Boot. So when we are working on this part now, what you need to do is we need to use database and we need to use S3. Okay. Now here it is AWS S3 bucket, and this is AWS RDS instance. Now movie video file should be stored into S3 bucket, and the remaining movie details should be stored into database table. This is the task. So in our project, we got a requirement to upload the movies into our website. Our project is related to OTT platform like a Netflix, Prime, Hotstar, Jio Hotstar, Sony Live, like that. So many OTT platforms we are watching, right? They are uploading the movies into the OTT platform. We are taking the subscription and we are watching the movies. So they are uploading the movies. We are watching the movies as a customer. Now you are developer for the OTT platform. So in that OTT platform, this is the requirement. You need to develop one screen to upload the movies into the system. So the requirement is movie video is a MP3 file, 45 GB will be available. Is it recommended to store video files into database table, guys? Database RDS we are using, Oracle or MySQL we are using, that is in the AWS RDS. A Oracle database, MySQL database we are using. Is it recommended to store that video file in the database table, or it is not recommended to store that video file in the database? Guys, is it recommended to store video file in the database or not recommended to store the video file in the database? Come on.
Not required, sir.
Not recommended. Why it is not recommended to store the video files in the database? Database is used to store the text data. Database is used to store the text data. But video MP3, that is a binary data. That is a binary data. So is it recommended to store the binary data into database table, or it is not recommended to store the binary data into database table? Is it recommended to store the binary data into database table? It is not recommended to store the binary data into database table. Not recommended. Okay, text data. This is a text field, this is a text field, text field, text field. But this is image, this is video. This is image and this is video. Right? This is PNG and this is MP3. So these files should be stored into S3 buckets. PNG file and MP4 files available. These files should be stored into AWS S3. Text data should be stored into database table. If they give this task for you, can you tell that I don't know AWS cloud, I cannot work on this task as a developer? Your manager or your scrum master assigned this task for you. Now, can you say them, I don't know cloud, I cannot implement this requirement, give me another task? Can you tell like that? Guys, can you tell like that? I don't know cloud, I cannot implement this task. Can you say that?
No, no.
No. So if you say, I don't know cloud, then what they will say? If you say,
Take that
I don't know
unnecessary.
cloud, then what they will say? They will find another developer who knows cloud computing also along with the development. So if you want to survive in the IT, based on the project requirement, you need to upgrade your skills. You should complete that task. If you don't know, you need to learn and you need to implement. Come on, guys. So now in order to develop this requirement, if you know only Spring Boot, microservices, React, is that sufficient? Guys, if you know only Spring Boot and if you know only Java, Spring Boot, microservices, can you complete this kind of real-time scenarios? Can you complete this kind of requirements in the project?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Okay, so if you want to, this is a real-time requirement or just I am creating this requirement, guys. In every project, this kind of scenario will be available to upload the files. In every project, this kind of requirements will be available to upload the files. Got my point? Now, so if you don't know the cloud computing concept now, if you don't know that cloud computing concept now, you cannot complete this requirement. If you don't know the cloud computing, you cannot complete this requirement. Now, tell me, being a developer, having the knowledge on the cloud computing is required or not required? Being a developer, cloud computing knowledge is required or cloud computing knowledge is not required?
Request.
Cloud computing knowledge is required. Cloud computing knowledge is required. You got my point? So you should have the knowledge on cloud computing. You should have knowledge on the cloud computing. Then only you can complete the tasks as per your project's requirement. You should have a very good knowledge on the cloud computing. So that is the reason here we are covering all these cloud services. So we are going to understand what is cloud computing, how to set up the cloud account in the AWS for free of cost, what are the cloud services available, how to create virtual machines in the cloud by using EC2, how to set up the database in the cloud by using RDS, how to work with the S3 buckets in the cloud for the unlimited cloud storage. So in order to complete this task, you should have knowledge on the S3 bucket, you should have knowledge on the AWS RDS. Along with this, how to deploy our applications in the AWS cloud directly by using a concept called Beanstalk. Okay, AWS Beanstalk service is available, that is called Web Application Deployment Service. Any type of web application you can directly deploy in the AWS cloud without bothering about infrastructure and platform. You can deploy your applications in the cloud directly by using Beanstalk environment. Then next, I want to deploy my applications with serverless computing. That's where AWS Lambda's concept comes into picture. Nowadays in the interviews, they are asking, what is AWS Lambda? How to deploy your application by using AWS Lambda? So how to implement serverless computing by using Spring Boot? Okay, so AWS Lambda's concept also very important for the developer. And when you are running your application in the local, you are accessing your application by using localhost :8080. But how to map your application to beautiful domain name www.ashokit.com, www.gmail.com, facebook.com, naukari.com, linkedin.com? How the applications are mapped to domain name, that we are going to learn by using one service in the AWS cloud, that is called Route 53. And the next one, another important service in the AWS, IAM, access management. So when we are working with the AWS cloud platform, we can't access everything in the AWS cloud as a team member. Okay, our company will give limited permissions for the team members in the AWS. In the AWS, 200 plus services available. Okay, which is services that you can access, that will be decided by this IAM service in the AWS. Who can log in into company provided AWS account, which is services we can access in that company provided AWS login. Those things will be managed by using IAM service in the AWS. What is this IAM? IAM stands for Identity and Access Management, guys. IAM stands for Identity and access management. Are you guys able to follow me? IAM is used for access management. Route 53 that is used for domain mapping. AWS Lambdas used for serverless computing. Beanstack is required for web application deployment. S3 required for unlimited storage. RDS required for relational databases. Okay, EC2 is required to create virtual machines. Okay, so these all concepts that we are going to learn from the cloud platform. All these concepts we are going to learn from the cloud platform. Okay, so what we are going to learn from Linux, why we need to learn these Linux topics, I have explained one scenario. Why we need to learn the cloud, what is the problem with the on-prem infrastructure, what is cloud, okay, and what services that we are going to learn from the cloud, those concepts also I have explained here. Are you clear with my point?
Ashok.
If we use AWS
Hello.
RDS, don't we need to use MySQL Oracle database?
RDS is used to set up that MySQL Oracle databases only. RDS is a service. By using that, you can set up MySQL database in the AWS, Oracle database in the AWS. The concept is, instead of downloading and installing the databases in our system, we will set up those databases in the AWS by using RDS.
If you want to run any queries, means how we can?
We can connect to that cloud database by using database client software. If it is MySQL database in the AWS, you will use Workbench, you will connect to that and you will execute the queries. If it is a Oracle database, you will use SQL developer and you can connect with the database and you can execute the queries. I will show you practically how to set up that database in the cloud, how to connect with that. So by using RDS, we are setting up Oracle MySQL databases only. We will connect with them by using client software and we will execute the queries.
Yes.
What about ECR and EKS cluster? So in for
EKS
enterprise
cluster also we are going to cover that, sir. I mentioned that we are going to cover Kubernetes in our syllabus, right? In the tools, if you see Kubernetes, that Kubernetes setup we will do by using EKS service only in the AWS.
Yes. So CloudWatch, I mean log troubleshooting and with the help of the
We'll
CloudWatch.
see that as well. Yes.
Okay.
EKS, this is used for Kubernetes setup, EKS cluster. So when I'm explaining the Kubernetes concept, I will use that EKS cluster only. So these
And
are
for
the services.
storing the images also we'll use ECR only, right? Or any Docker engine you are using?
Docker registry we are using.
Not ECR?
No.
Okay, fine.
So these are the services that we are going to learn from AWS. And remember, guys, I'm not going to teach you complete AWS here. We are teaching AWS that is required for the developer level. That's it. Okay. After completion of all these details, right, you can go for AWS Cloud Practitioner certification also. Okay. So if you are going for the interview, if you keep that you are AWS Cloud Practitioner certified professional, then the weightage will be there for your resume. So what is this certification? How to apply for the certification? The certification syllabus also I'm going to explain you related to this AWS Cloud Practitioner. Anybody completed certifications here?
Sir, I have for Azure my like fundamentals.
Okay. AG 900?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sir, are
And
these similar like the service available? Okay.
Right. So whatever the services we have in the AWS, similar services available in the Azure also, but names will be different.
Okay, sir. So the working will be the same, only the name.
Working will be only the UI part will be different, naming conventions will be different, remaining everything is same. Here we call it as EC2. In the Azure, we call it as Azure VM. In the AWS, we call it S3 for storage. In the Azure, we call it as blob storage. Okay, here we call it as a beanstalk. In the Azure, we call it as app service. Here we call it as EKS. There we call it as AKS. Here we call it as Cloud Practitioner Certification. There they will call it as Azure Fundamental Certification. The names will be different because these are from two different companies, Amazon and Microsoft.
But in real time, anyway, Beanstalk will be used for our enterprise applications. Everyone will use only EKS clusters and ECR images, right?
Right. I mean,
Anyone will use Beanstalk?
anyone will use Beanstalk. Beanstalk, some projects, if it is a small scale application, people can use that, but not mandatory. But if you have idea, that is good.
Oh.
Sir,
Okay.
anyone who know GCP, that means he also know AWS.
Sir, if you know multi-cloud, that is advantage.
Like, so, like you said, every service is same. The UI is different. So if someone who know GCP, it means they also can work with AWS, right?
Yes, easily they can work. If you know one cloud, then you can work with any cloud platform available in the market. If you know one cloud platform, then easily you can work with other cloud platforms because the functionality will be same, only the naming conventions will be different. Are you clear with my point? Anybody already working with cloud platforms in your job, guys? Working people? Anybody already using the cloud platform? Any cloud that you are already using in your company?
Yes, we are using AWS.
You are using AWS cloud. Okay, what services you are using in the AWS, man?
ECR, EKS, and CloudWatch, EC2. Basically, these are the services regularly, day by day, day-to-day activities we will use this
So
service.
EKS Kubernetes cluster you are using,
Yeah,
EC2 to
yeah.
store the Docker images,
Yes,
CloudWatch to monitor the log files of your application.
exactly.
Very good. Anyone else? Anyone else who is using cloud in their job? Only one person working with cloud.
I'm also using AWS for EC2, RDS, and CloudWatch.
EC2, RDS, and CloudWatch that you are using. Okay, very good. Next one. Two people are using already cloud in their projects. Remaining people,
So I use GCP.
you are using GCP in your project. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Which services you are using in GCP, man?
Sir, cloud computing GKE for Kubernetes engine.
Kubernetes cluster you are using. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Very good. Next one. Three people, they know the importance of the cloud. Remaining people.
In my project, migration is ongoing. So currently we are using only EC2, but in future maybe we will switching the database. We will use the RDS also.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So currently you are using this project is migrating from on-prem infrastructure to cloud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
The project is in banking domain, so they are now switching to migration. So migration is going on. It's a very it's a very big as of now.
Okay, good, good. I understand. Good, sir. Thank you for sharing your experience.
Yeah.
So guys, remember, nowadays in every industry, cloud compute is having lot of demand. So every software developer should focus on this cloud computing related concepts also, not just Java. So how to use this cloud computing in the Java projects that you should know. How to use cloud computing concepts in the Java project that you should know. Okay. And next one. Why to learn DevOps? Why to learn the DevOps tools as a developer? Okay, first of all, what is the meaning of DevOps, guys? What is the meaning of DevOps? DevOps, nothing but development plus operations. Development will be there and operations will be available. DevOps, nothing but development plus operations here. DevOps we can call it as a culture. DevOps, we can call it as a process. DevOps nothing but set of best practices that we are going to follow to automate our project delivery process. Okay, so in our project, development team will be available and operations team also will be available. So we are developers, we will write the code. Then how to deliver that code to the client. So that's where operations team comes into picture. So in our project, developers will be available and operations team will be available. Developers will take care of the coding part. Operations team will take care of the project deployment and delivery part. Project deployment and delivery part. So DevOps is called as a culture. DevOps is called as a process. DevOps nothing but set of best practices. This DevOps is used to establish collaboration between development team and operations team. Okay, by using these DevOps tools are available. They will help us to automate the entire software lifecycle from development to deployment. Okay, so using the DevOps tools, we can achieve process automation. So project code is available in the GitHub. How to take that code, how to compile that code, how to review that code, how to package that code, how to deploy that code. That complete process we are going to automate. By using DevOps tools, we are going to do the process automation. By using the DevOps tools, we are going to simplify our project build and deployment using CI/CD pipeline. Very quickly, we are going to deliver our project to the client. The faster releases will be available. So if you use DevOps tools in your project, then you can simplify the project operations. By using DevOps tools, we can simplify our project operations. We can adopt that culture. We can automate the process. We can make quick deliveries to the client by using these DevOps tools, guys. Now, if you observe in the real time, we are going to work as a developer. We will write the code and we will integrate that code in the GitHub. After our code is integrated in the GitHub, then what is the next process? So we are the developers. We will write the code and we will push that code into GitHub repository. So we need to do some operations on the code to deliver that code to the client. So that's where we are going to use Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. That Jenkins CI/CD pipeline will take the code from the GitHub repository and it will communicate with the Maven. That Jenkins will communicate with the Maven and it will perform project build. It will compile the project and it will package the project as a jar file. Then Jenkins will communicate with the Sonar Cube and it will perform the code review. Then it will communicate with the Nexus. It will upload our project artifact into Nexus. Then it will communicate with the Docker. It will create Docker image for the application. Then finally, it will deploy the application into Kubernetes cluster. So this is called CI/CD pipeline. So by using these DevOps tools, we are going to automate our project build and deployment process. So earlier, DevOps team is going to create these pipelines, but nowadays in some companies, they are expecting developers to create these pipelines. So developers code should be pushed into GitHub repository. Then Jenkins will take that code from the GitHub. Jenkins will build that code by using Maven. Jenkins will do that code review by using Sonar. And we will upload that code into Nexus repository. Then we will create the Docker image for the application. And we are going to deploy that image into Kubernetes cluster. This is called DevOps culture. So simply, easily, quickly, we can deliver our applications to the client. Easily we can automate, easily we can perform project build and deployment process by using this DevOps culture. So every developer also should have the knowledge on this DevOps practices. How to work with the GitHub repository, how to work with Jenkins server to create the pipeline, to execute the pipeline, how to work with Maven, how to work with Sonar, what is Nexus, how to work with Docker, how to work with Kubernetes. Every developer should have knowledge on these DevOps tools also. By using these DevOps tools, we are going to automate the process. We are going to simplify project build and deployment process. We will speed up our project release. Okay, so to adopt this DevOps culture, there are several DevOps tools available in the market. To adopt this DevOps culture, we will use some tools in our project. Those tools are called as DevOps tools, guys. To adopt DevOps culture, we will use some tools in our project. Those tools are called as DevOps tools. What are the DevOps tools that we need to learn as a developer? You need to know GitHub. What is the purpose of the GitHub? As you see in the diagram, it is used to store the code. So multiple developers will be available in the project. All the developers' code will be integrated at one place. That's where GitHub repositories comes into picture. GitHub is used to store the project source code. Then Maven, that is used to automate project build process. We can download the libraries required for the project like jar files. We can compile our project and we can package our project by using Maven. Then next one, SonarQube, another DevOps tool that is used for project code review. By using this SonarQube, we can perform the project code review and we can identify the mistakes of the developers. We can identify the mistakes of the developer. If developers are doing any mistakes, those mistakes we can identify easily by using this SonarQube. It is used as code review software. Okay, Nexus repositories are available. This is another DevOps tool that is used to store our project artifacts. When you package your application, a jar file or war file will be created. To store those jar files or war files in the industry, some companies are using Nexus, some companies are using JFrog. They are used to store our project build artifacts. And the next one, we should learn Docker. Very important. Docker is used to execute our application as a container. It is used to execute the application as a container. Next one, Kubernetes is available. It is used to manage the containers. Docker is used as containerization software. Kubernetes is used as orchestration software. Then to automate the complete process, we should know the Jenkins. Jenkins we are using as a CI/CD server. So all the tools will be integrated with the Jenkins and will automate that complete build and deployment process. So every software developer should have knowledge on these DevOps tools. We need to adopt this DevOps culture. Okay, so why to learn the DevOps tools as a developer? Sir, DevOps team will be there separate in the project now. For every project, separate DevOps team will be available, right? Why we should learn these DevOps tools? So you need to know how to integrate your code in the GitHub. You should know how to build your code in the local by using Maven. You should know how to do the code review and identify your mistakes and fix those mistakes. So you should know how to download the libraries from the Nexus for your project build process in the local. You should write the Docker file to execute your application. You should know how your application running in the Kubernetes, what is a pod in the Kubernetes, what is the namespace in the Kubernetes, how the auto scaling will happen, how the load balancing will happen for our applications in the Kubernetes, and how to create the CI/CD pipelines, how to execute the CI/CD pipeline. Developer means not just write the coding, not just writing the code. So you should know this complete process also. So if you want to survive as a full stack developer, along with your front end, back end database, all this knowledge is also required. So that is what I told you. Full stack developer definition got changed. Earlier, full stack developer means only front end, back end database. That is old definition. Current market, full stack developer, nothing but front end technology, back end technology, databases, Linux, cloud, DevOps. If you know all these things, then you are called as modern full stack developer. So you want to be old style of full stack developer, or you want to become modern full stack developer? Come on, guys. You want to be old style of full stack developer, or you want to become latest style of full stack developer?
Modern.
So to become modern full stack developer, what are the additional things you need to learn?
Linux cloud
Linux Cloud and DevOps.
Yes, so Linux commands you should know. Okay, cloud services you should know to manage the infrastructure. DevOps tools we should know to automate the project operations. So that is the reason in our course we have added all these things. In our JRTP course, we don't have these 3 modules, guys. From last 3 batches or 4 batches only we have added. So from 25 JRTP, we have added Linux and AWS cloud services also in our syllabus. So that is the reason duration increased 1 month. So Linux topics will take 1 week of time. AWS cloud topics will take 1 week to 10 days of time. DevOps tools we are covering. So because of these additional concepts in our syllabus, our course duration increased 1 month. So earlier our course was taking 2.5 months to 3 months only. Now the course is taking 3 to 4 months of time. The reason is syllabus added extra. And earlier we have given Angular as part of the project development. But in the recent market for the Java developers, React.js is having good demand. Companies are expecting Java developers with the React.js. Why? Because so in our institute, we are having 200 companies as clients. We are working with 200 companies for the placement. So those companies are asking for the Java full stack candidates with the React.js knowledge on the front end. So very less number of companies are asking Java full stack developers with Angular. Many companies are asking Java full stack developers with the React. So from the 29 JRTP only, from 30 JRTP, this is 31st JRTP. From 30 JRTP only, we changed from Angular to React. So till 29 JRTP, we provided only Angular as part of the project front-end development. But from this is the second batch that I changed it from Angular to React.js because demand and supply. Companies are looking for Java full stack developers with the React.js. Okay, then if you are looking for a job as a fresher, so if you are good in the Java full stack development with React and cloud knowledge, then we can refer your resume with our client companies also. You can get the placement from our institute. So based on your skill set. Are you clear with my point, guys?
What about experienced candidates? Most of the companies they are using like existing products and are using Angular.
Sir, we are giving the React.js. If you want Angular separately, then you can join for Angular. In this course, I am providing React.js, that too for free of cost. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn the Angular, then you need to join separate Angular batch.
Angular will be the same time, sir.
Sorry?
Angular will be the same time, sir.
Angular batch currently not available, sir. I will update you when the Angular, but Angular is not free of cost. If you want to join for Angular, separate charge will be there. In this course, we are giving the React for free of cost that you can attend evening 6 p.m. React classes already started. So 2 days back only the React classes started. You will get the backup videos from today. You can attend those React classes. Evening 6 p.m. the React classes are going on. Zoom link you can find out in our website training schedule page. I'm giving this website link for you.
Okay, sir. So React is 6 p.m., right, sir?
Correct, correct.
Not morning.
Evening 6 p.m.
Okay.
And how many days React classes?
The same time will explain.
Yeah, right. React classes will be there for 1 month of time, sir. 30 to 40 days, the React course will be there for you so that you can understand what is React, how to work with that React.
Yes, okay.
Good.
And the DevOps tool, how many tools are you can teach? Because here you mentioned multiple things are there.
All these tools
Like
we're going to learn, sir.
no AWS, no DevOps. Enough.
Yeah, so coming to the DevSecOps tools, these tools we are going to learn. Coming to the AWS, these services, whatever I mentioned, all these services
Day-11.
I'm going to teach. Okay, coming to the Java tools. So total DevOps tools plus Java tools combination, 20 plus tools we are going to teach you here. These are all the tools that we are going to learn. You got the clarity? Good. Fine. So today we understood what is the importance of Linux operating system in the real time and what topics we are going to learn from the Linux in our classes. What is the importance of the cloud computing and what are the AWS cloud services we are going to learn in our course. And we discussed about what is DevOps and why we need DevOps and what are the DevOps tools that we are going to learn and what is the purpose of each DevOps tool. Good. Thank you guys. So with this, we completed our second session. This video also I will be uploading into our YouTube channel. So you can search for Ashok IT YouTube channel. In the YouTube, you can type Ashok IT. You can find yesterday's backup video is available. Today backup video also we are going to provide. And tomorrow, that is Saturday, we don't have the class on this Saturday because this is our first weekend. So from Monday, we will continue with our regular session. From next week, Saturday also, class will be available because it's a new batch. Some more people will be joining on this Monday. So that's why we will start our regular classes from Monday onwards. Good. Thank you.
Sunday also class is there.
And one sir.
This Saturday, Sunday, we don't have a class, sir. Our classes will happen from Monday to Saturday from next week. This week, this
Next-
is first week.
Next week, Saturday, Sunday.
Monday to Saturday only. Sunday no class.
Fees structure.
Fee structure that I already explained. 9,000 if you want to go with live classes plus notes. 12,000 if you want to go with backup videos also. This is the fee structure. Monday and Tuesday also you can attend the classes with the same Zoom link with free of cost. After Tuesday, you can take the enrollment part. So after Tuesday class, I will explain enrollment details for this course.
And the 12th, how many years is validate in online video live class?
Sorry, can you come again?
If you will pay 12,000, how many days it will be available in the live class? Backup
Live
video.
class of course will be there 3 to 4 months of time, sir. And videos access after course completion, 1 year validity will be there for you.
So all the video will be available in this
Right.
backup video.
Right.
Yes, okay.
You will
Any discount will be there if you previous student.
1 minute. If you go with this plan 2, you will be getting the project class videos as well as React.js videos also.
I am asking like that, suppose that if you want to previous student, any discount will be there?
Talk to admin team, sir. They will tell you.
Yes, okay.
Good. Thank you, guys.
Sir, how to access the course syllabus? This one?
Sorry?
Course syllabus.
Sir, syllabus you can access in our website only, sir. If you go to Ashok IT website, courses offering page is available. You can see Java real-time project syllabus. You can click on download PDF. The detailed PDF document is available, what we are going to cover in this course. Okay.
Both are same
About
only,
notes.
sir? Whatever you told in Notepad.
Yeah, notes I will upload in our website, sir. Once you take the enrollment, you can access everything. Notes plus videos, everything I will provide in the website. Okay. For these notes, now if you want this file, you can message me in the WhatsApp. I will share it with you. This is my WhatsApp number.
Like this will be there for every class, or do you give any separate notes that has more definition description?
Sir, whatever the notes I'm typing in the class, same thing I'm going to provide. Everything I will type like this live notes I will be preparing in the class. After the class is completed, I'm going to upload these notes into our website. You can download this from the website.
Yeah.
Sir, Edwin team contact number.
You can find in our website, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Contact number is available. You can message them on WhatsApp and they will call you back.
Yes.
Sir, if I need backup videos after 2 months later, we can add the 3,000 extra and get it or not, sir?
You can access for 1 year, sir. After course completion, next 1 year, the videos will be available for you.
Sir, actually, I choose the plan one first. Then after 2 months, I decide to take the
Yes,
plan
sir. You can
two.
upgrade.
So,
You can upgrade. You can upgrade.
yeah. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good.
Sir, if I am able to attend for live classes, can I watch recorded?
If you want, you can take the videos. If that is your choice, sir. If you want the backup videos, you can take it. If you don't want, you can skip. That is up to you.
Okay, sure. Let's say today is class over. So how long it will take to get uploaded?
By today afternoon or mostly by today evening, it will be uploaded.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Within 12 hours, it will be uploaded, sir.
Yeah.
Ashok sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I was having 2 years of experience, but I was most of the time I was on bench. So this project will help me
So whatever this project that we are going to cover, you might have seen the syllabus, right, already.
yeah.
So we are going to cover the project end-to-end, 2 mini projects we are developing. Okay, one
Yes.
major project we are developing, Linux we are learning, cloud we are learning, DevOps you are learning. This knowledge is my 12 years of experience I'm teaching. Okay, whatever I
Yes.
have learned in my last 12 years of experience, I'm teaching everything here. So with this knowledge, easily you can maintain 4 to 5 years of experience and you can crack the interview. That much subject you are going to get.
Sir, one question is there. Here you are teaching database like MySQL or SQL, MongoDB.
I'm going to use MySQL. I'm not teaching any database here. I will use the database. This is not to teach the database. This
Yes,
is
but you or SQL or MongoDB database.
I will use MySQL database. Already I mentioned in the first session what is our technology stack for the projects development.
I seen that, but okay. Because here you want to implement a 3 project, 2 mini and the 3 project we implemented. So if one of the project will implement like MongoDB or
Yeah, we will
SQL.
try that, but I cannot guarantee on that point now. At that time, we will see. We can try to use MongoDB also, but as of now, I'm keeping MySQL here. Later, if you want, we can change that. No problem.
Sir, I have 3 years of experience. So after finishing this course, can I keep this project in resume?
100%, sir.
If recruiters get to know like there are 2 candidates who are having same project, doesn't it problem?
So we are going to develop e-commerce project. There are so many e-commerce projects available in the market. We will give you different names. Everybody can keep a different name in the resume, not same name.
Yeah, that is my worry actually.
Yeah, so I can give you
If everyone
e-commerce
keeps same
project.
project, then yeah, that would be problem, right?
No, you can keep different names. I will suggest you 10-15 names for the e-commerce projects. You can keep any one name out of that.
Sir, one
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Like 3 project you will explain, and first one is like you said that e-commerce, and another two project, which domain you are explaining?
Sir, these are mini projects only. Mini projects, nothing but 2-3 screens will be available. One project is related to counselor portal. Another project is related to user management. So the domain is available for the major project. For mini projects, no domain. These are very simple 2-3 pages projects will be available.
So you are explaining banking or e-commerce?
E-commerce. Sir, please see this one. I already mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm joining late.
Okay. Yeah, e-commerce domain. Cool.
Sir, here these projects include in security credentials like JWT or anything. Or
Yes, sir. Screen security we will implement in that, sir.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.